what's a good motion in terms of not motion just emotion, but rather drawing the defense? Like, how do you? Are there things that can sell a motion better than one play?
Good players, that's what it's all about. Getting them opportunities. So, however the best player does it, that's usually the best one.
You must have heard from people you know after the first game, characterizing your debut as they saw it on this team. What kind of things did they say, and how did you react to it?
On to the next game. We got a long season ahead of us. Was proud of our players, and just ready to get to the next game, which is a big challenge this week in Dallas.
But what challenges, just with the talent they have on their front, like what kind of challenges does that present?
Yeah, great front, really good personnel. Good in the secondary, well coached. It's just an elite defense in the NFL, so it'd be a big time challenge for our players.
And what are just some of the hallmarks of Zimmer's defense, and just some of the things that you think he does pretty well?
Physical, create turnovers. Really, all the anything you could say about a great defense. That's what he preaches. He's a heck of a coach.
Does being familiar with him help at all, or how does that impact things?
Yeah, definitely. Familiar with Coach Zim, and would love to say how grateful I am for Coach Zim for a lot of things. I really enjoyed my time working for him. Made me a better coach. But his defense is excellent. Got a really sound scheme. Really good coaches on his staff. Guys that have a lot of experience, and we have a big job to do this week. But we're just going to focus as much as we can on us. Because I'm not trying to worry too much about them. Just trying to get better at what we do, and I think that'll be really a main focus for us.
Have you kept up with him the last couple of years?
Yes.
Clint, what do you kind of view as like the most important thing in the red zone? It's obviously an area where this team's kind of been off and on in the past couple of years. So, what's your main kind of mission that thing?
I think we definitely have a philosophy and things we talk about with the players, things that I'd love to keep between myself and the players. But it's obviously a major point of emphasis with Coach DA and finishing drives down there. So I think it's just like the same focus you have on first and second down. You're just trying to win the down, and when you get down in the red zone, the guys got to smell blood and punch it in. So I think our guys did a good job of that in week one, and week one's over now, and it's on to the next.
What did you make of Derek's just overall aggressiveness in the first game, and when he decided to push the ball downfield versus when he didn't?
Yeah, but he did a phenomenal job, and it was just how he practices. So it's a lot like our other guys. They've made some good practices. They put some good things on film there, and then usually when they get to Sunday, you don't get a whole lot of surprises. So I'm proud of his effort as well as his teammates. The line, receivers, tight ends. It was a team effort.
But Derek said yesterday that there's some things that you've done in this offense that kind of help him look at the game in a different way than he has before. How much do you think something like that plays a role in trying to pick up a new offense so quickly?
Yeah, well, I think it goes the other way too. I think he's taught me a lot of things. So when you're working with a veteran quarterback like that, it's seen that much football. They get up to speed really quickly, and I just give a lot of credit to him. And the main thing with him is, he knows just how he knows how important every little detail is, and he helps me, convey that to the rest of the offense. So he's a coach on the field, and he's off to a solid start, but we got a long way to go.
Clint, obviously that first touchdown to Rashid Shaheed, depended on the look that you guys saw. But how much of just the concept of wanting to be aggressive on the opening drive, a third and fourth situation right away or early in the opening drive was behind that?
That's just something that we practiced, and I thought the guys did a good job of executing. I think it was really, honestly, a pretty routine deal that we practiced, and DC identified coverage, and Rashid made a great play, and we protected it. So, it's like a lot of plays that sometimes you check the ball out for 5 yards, and no one talks about it, but you maybe were searching for one thing, and they gave you another. So I thought the quarterback did a good job of his key in the defense.
You guys spent a lot of time under center as opposed to being like shotgun, pistol in week one. Is that just help you guys with like what you want to do in the run game, what you want to do in the play action games, and kind of why, I guess.
I think we're going to try to mix it up, but I think our guys have executed that well thus far, and I think it'll be a week-to-week thing. What do we think helps us to win that ball game? And it just so happened, last week that's what it was. But definitely want to be versatile.
How much of the original concept you had for your offense evolved as you got to know Derek? Like, if any, did you kind of come in with this is exactly how I envisioned this to be, or did it evolve a little bit as you kind of talked with him over the next few months?
Yeah, we had an installation that was set, and then as you learn your players and you evolve and try to do what they do well. So I think that's been the goal all along, was to get a base installation in, and then start just keep learning the guys. And we had such great attendance in April. We were able to learn our guys, and that's what our job is as coaches, is to put those guys in successful situations.
How do you view getting, when you're on the sideline, getting feedback from skilled players during a game about what they feel is working, and can that influence in a substantial way how you call the rest of the game?
Yeah, there's always discussion back and forth, good and bad, and it's just part of the flow of the game. My relationship with the guys and our conversations between drills and practice. And then you got to the dome, and it's just like practice. You're talking in between when you need to. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to talk to each other. So it's part of the game within the game, definitely.
Was your first hurricane experience in Louisiana? I'm sure maybe you went through a couple of Houston.
No, that was my first one, and thankful that it was everybody was safe, family, and not just my family, but all the players and coaches and Saints organization did a great job of taking care of us here.
Did you get a chance to go home, or did you sleep at the facility?
No, we had a chance to break for the night, so we got to go home.
Actually, the fan base was really excited about your debut. Have you been able to get a sense of that, like just walking around town or anything, or going to the grocery store?
No, we're locked in, and we know how that goes too, right? It goes both ways, so we better get our butts back to work and get ready for the next game. That stuff doesn't last long, so we're just focusing on Dallas.
It's kind of related to my first question, because I meant it more as a personal thing, like Rod did, in a professional thing.
Yeah.
Just in terms of, when you heard, I assume you heard from your dad. Like, I don't know how private that is, but did he just say on to the next game and didn't tell you good job, or did he say that was a pretty nice start? Don't let it go to your head, or like what? How does that stuff go?
It's always a little different with him, and we talked about the good and the bad, and then started talking about family stuff. So I think we probably talked about the game for about 5 minutes, and then he started asking me questions about Dallas. So it's kind of how his mind works as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.